Hello everyone, Dan here. Today I'm joined by my wife, Katrina.
Yep.
And we're going to be making pizza dough. I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm also going to be showing her how to make it. She's never made it before, so I figured this is a good time to just prove how easy it is to make your own pizza dough. So here we have our ingredients in front of us. We have 2.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of warm water, honey, yeast, some bowls to put it in afterwards, as well as plastic wrap to cover them, salt, and what I'm missing is olive oil, but we can grab that later. We're only going to need that for a little bit for the dough itself and some to put in the bowl. So let's go ahead and get this started. So if you want to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of this honey into the water, the warm water. The water is just above room temperature. You want to get it a little warm so it can activate the yeast.
2?
Yep.
2 yeast.
Yep, 2 about that size. And then you're going to want to stir it in.
Melted.
And our olive oil. Is that 2?
Yep.
Okay, keep going until it's fully mixed in. And go ahead and grab the measuring cups. And go ahead and grab 1 teaspoon of the active dry yeast. And make sure it's level. And go ahead and put that in there. And stir that in. So what we're doing now is we're checking to make sure that the yeast is alive. So it feeds off honey, or it feeds off sugar. So you can either put sugar or honey in here. I prefer honey, it's all natural. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this rest until we see whether or not it's bubbling at the top to make sure our yeast is still alive. So as we're waiting for this to rest, we're going to now combine our dry ingredients. So we have 2.5 cups of flour here. Go ahead and add that. And then we're going to want to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pour the salt around the edges. So create a little hole here in the middle, in the flour, a big hole. So as you see, she just created a hole in the middle of the flour.
Alright, pour that in.
And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put this around the outside of the flour. So all around, like all along the sides, yeah. You don't want to put this directly in with the yeast because it could kill it. So we're just putting it around the edges of the flour for now.
There we go.
Okay.
Awesome.
So then let's see that tablespoon again.
Oh.
And we're going to go with 2 tablespoons of oil. Of olive oil.
There we go.
And you can put it right in the middle. 2.
Awesome.
So now we're still waiting for our yeast to bloom a little bit, and we'll be right back once it does. So Katrina's almost done with mixing up her dough here. Let's go ahead and see how it looks.
Pretty thick consistency there.
It's pretty thick, it's still wet. What you're gonna wanna do to clean up some of the wetness is you're gonna wanna knead this and knead it so you develop the gluten. And we can also use more flour as we knead this. Here's the flour. So what you're gonna wanna do is put a lot of flour right here.
Alright.
So then go ahead and take out your dough and put it on there.
Things will get messy.
Things will get messy. I'm already getting
That's for sure.
I'm already getting really messy. So I'm just going through and starting the process here, trying to get up to where Katrina is. Mixing my dough. Let's move that out of the way. I'm not the cleanest person in the kitchen. I always make a mess.
Yeah, it's like a tornado rolls through or something every time.
Yeah, it's part of the fun. What are you gonna do? So what Katrina's doing now is she's just moving the dough, trying to get it covered in flour. But now you're going to want to start really kneading it. And to knead it, what I would recommend doing is something like this. So it's very soft. So what you want to do is push in, and then turn it, and push in, and turn it, push in, and it starts to get sticky on your hand. Add more flour. Just like that. It's going to be pretty sticky.
It's a really great arm workout.
There you go.
And
I'll
wrist.
just keep doing that. And also what you can do is you kind of chop it up as you're mixing it. So what do you think about this whole coronavirus situation?
Terrifying.
Yeah, we just found out today our state was locked down for
Another
May
5
4th.
weeks.
But it's good. I mean, hopefully it slows the spread.
I think we're one of the states with the longest shutdown at the moment. Definitely seeing more states kind of follow suit after today.
Okay, here's my dough. And I'm going to start taking it out and doing the same thing as Katrina. Just keep kneading it. You're going to want to do this for about 10 minutes. If you have a mixer, it works a lot better.
Yeah,
But
we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. They're expensive. And I have 2 hands. So another good way to do it is kind of to go over itself like this. So if you, sorry about that. So if you push, use both hands. We'll just keep doing this for a while, and you'll notice that it'll start to get less chunky, and it won't rip as easily. Right now it just rips. So as the more and more we go, yeah, you see how hers is getting stretchy? That's kind of what we're looking for, but it's still ripping at the moment.
I know, save all the flour. It's hard to come by these days.
It's quite the commodity.
That and toilet paper.
We just found some today, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But it's
2
expensive.
12 packs, $5.99 a piece. Could
I
be
guess
worse.
that's
not
about
bad.
normal.
Yeah.
That's about a normal price. So this is going to make approximately 2 pizzas per dough.
Delicious pizzas.
Yeah, 2 thin crust. We like it thin. If you like a little thicker, you might want to use just the whole thing. But we like thin crust. So it's going to make approximately 4 pizzas between the 2 doughs. You can use this dough about an hour after you make it if you want. You just let it rest in a bowl. It'll rise. The yeast will do its job. And but I do recommend probably about 3 days. 3 days in the refrigerator comes out a little bit better. And if you look, it's starting to get smoother. It's not as chunky as it was, and it's starting to stretch better. It's not just ripping. But the gluten development's not there yet. So another way to check if it's done, you can pull it and then look through it. If you see light coming through and it's not ripping, you're doing a good job.
Oh,
See if I can demonstrate
I
that
don't
on
see
camera.
the light. Oh, see the light.
Well, there's just too much light. It was hard. I could see it on my side, but I just ripped it. I'm gonna keep kneading. Inspect mine. See what yours looks like.
Yours is warm.
Yeah, my hands are a lot
What on
hotter.
earth? It's weird.
So another thing you can do to make it into a ball is you take it in your hands like this, and you kind of just wrap it underneath, and then you can feel it. Hers feels like it needs a little bit more kneading, but mine thinks pretty close.
I'm definitely not as strong. That's for sure.
So now, what we're going to want to do is we want to portion these out.
Alright.
So let's go ahead and grab the scale. If you don't have a scale, you can always eye it. So we'll go ahead and turn this on. I got it on grams. Try to rip it in half, see where we end up. 352. 342.
That's pretty darn close.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it even. So then we'll put them up into little balls. So if you want to do the same thing.
See if I can get that close. No, I don't think I did. But that's okay.
Three
30. Oh,
353.
353. No, not
271.
I was right the first time. 344. I'm not good. Not that good at this.
283. 332. It looks like
There we go. 29.
we're slightly different sizes here, but it should still come out good. What's that? 313. Good.
All right.
So they're all within about 30 grams of each other. That's fine. We'll just put them in the balls. So then, do you know how to form a ball?
No,
Okay, so
I do not.
what you want to do is you want to take it and push it in on itself, down like this, yep, and then rotate it, and then in, and then rotate, and then in. Keep tucking it underneath itself until it's nice and round and smooth.
All right. It's like a bald baby's head.
So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to put olive oil in the bottom.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Just a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit of olive oil. About a little bit more than that. Say about like a teaspoon, and then just coat the bowl. This is so when the dough rises and everything, it doesn't stick to the sides. You can use your finger just to wipe it around.
And voila. And then just put it down.
Yep, just put it right in.
And there.
This one had it quite a bit.
My bad.
It's okay, this one didn't
Hard
have
to
enough.
eye.
And then just toss the whole dough in the olive oil so the top doesn't get dry. And do it for all four. And then just put clear wrap on it, put it in the fridge, and you're good. If you're making this the same day, don't put it in the fridge. Just put a cloth over the top of this and let it sit for about an hour, and it should be good. But I would recommend doing it overnight for at least one night. You know, up to 3 or 4 days would be better. After that, it starts to taste a little sour. I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I would say up to 3 days, it's really good. You can also make fried dough with this. Just
Yeah.
fry it up and add some salt and cinnamon. I mean, not salt, sugar and cinnamon, and it's really good. So here they are. Nice and easy. Was it easy? This is your first time
actually,
making
it was
dough?
my first time, and I must say it was pretty easy. It's definitely a mess, but besides that, it was a lot easier than I
mess.
thought.
It's not that bad. It only takes a little while to clean up. Yeah, but this is usually what I do. It's all over me. Oil,
Yeah.
flour. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. And we're going to be coming out with a pizza video this weekend. So if you want to stay tuned and watch that, please do. Thank you. Here's the dough the next day. You can see how it got a lot bigger. It's about double the size. I left this in the fridge overnight. Thank you for watching.